pedal people, nerds and nerdillas and nerdizels, nerdettes, I don't know. We are here looking at another Mad Professor. Doesn't even say that on here. Doesn't even say Mad Professor on the Mad Professor Simble. Very, very cool design. Is that supposed to be... Now I'm... The design's kind of woodsy. I thought I read... It tells you how prepared I am. I thought I read that the cymbal is supposed to be a dumbly kind of sound. The problem being, I do not know what a dumble feels like because I've never played one. Obviously, I've heard what it's supposed to sound like. I'm a big John Mayer fan, hence the S-type. Oh, I can say what that is. It's actually a Strat because it is a Fender. I'm allowed to say Strat. Ha! Don't have to say S-type. Bought this in 1993, which is when some of you were not even born. It has Nordstrand pickups in it and upgraded electronics by Markus Quenzel. So, I thought it's supposed to be a ouchie, a dumble. Now that I see that bolt, I'm thinking that bolt is something that Supro used. But it wouldn't be a Supro because it's cymbal, dumble. You know what? Who gives a flying rat's ass what it's supposed to be? Either it sounds good or it doesn't. And that is what we're here to find out. I'm going into the Diezel Powell over there on the clean channel with the tiniest hair of reverb. And that's going into the Torpedo Studio on a 1960 Impulse Response 412. So, we have 4 controls here. We have level, sensitivity, contour, and accent, which tells us nothing. And since I don't have the manual for it, I know nothing, which is good, because that means we use our ears. We are so led by someone telling us this is what that does, and then we hear what that does. Well, maybe it does something, well, you know what I'm trying to say. Let's get everything straight up, and we're gonna explore the controls together. Clean. What is this? This is cool. Six. Kind of a thicker overdrive sound going on there. I would call this gain. But accent, if I remember correctly, also does gain. So I'm thinking they're all interdependent. Big, soupy kind of clam chowdery kind of a sound, which you Americans know what I'm talking about. You Germans have no idea. Look it up, clam chowder, that's yummy. Nice, thick overdrive. Let's see what accent does. I'm still in the front position in case anyone cares. Neck position single coil, that's what I'm trying to say. It rounds it off, which means less accenty, so accent is kind of correct. It adds high end, but also maybe because of that, it's pushing it a bit more for a little bit more drive. It doesn't seem to compress an awful lot. That's nice. But it also means the sustain isn't going to be enhanced. That seems to be like a tone knob. I like it with more, up there. Let's crank the shit. The pickups in the back, middle position, and then roll off the tone a little bit, and then you get that nasally singing Strat sound. Let's crank the Diezel a little bit more. So by itself, it'll be like this. It's a very unique pedal with the possibility to be very round, but also not bitey, but clickety-definedy in the high end. Never really compresses too much. It's very hard to describe. The thing is, you just heard it. I can't really wrap my head around how to put this into words. Maybe I don't have to. Let's see how it's pushing an already driven channel. Here's channel 2 from the Diezel Powell. It adds that bite. my 2 cents. We're back to what do I think? Then again, what do you care what I think? I have no idea. For some reason, maybe some of you do, some of you don't. Whatever, I'll tell you anyway. The Simble. First of all, you take it out of the box. Comes with rubber feet. That's for the drummer that I know. For Hank, comes with rubber feet. He likes when I say that. Some of them do, some of them don't. I love the whole brownishness. It just is a very unique pedal. It feels boutique, whatever that means. It is hard to put my finger on. It's for those dirty, high-endy dirt sounds, but also for those round, warmish dirt sounds. It is great to push your amp and push it kind of a little bit like a trebly, boosty thing, but also, I don't know. And I can't tell you how close this sounds to a Dumble, because I've never really played one who has. I don't have a Dumble clone or anything similar here. It's simply a type of amp. Actually, the Ecolette Mark I has a Dumble channel, which is a very good amp. Check out my demo of the Ecolette Mark I. That's a killer amp, and it's green. I can't tell you if this sounds like it. It has a unique sound, and if you like that, the possibility of having that bite, or maybe having it roll back to be rounder, it is definitely, I can tell you this, when you play the notes, it's not compressing a lot, which means it's a very dynamic pedal. And obviously not for you metalers. For you classic rockers, could be, if you want to cut through. I think this, where I had it on the accent and contour, it can cut through a mix. But obviously, a great blues tool, a great, slightly overdriven solo accompaniment. Even if you don't have it cranking that much, just for a tiny bit of dirt on chords, beautiful. And we know, come on, this is Mad Professor we're talking about. Have they made shitty pedals? Haven't had one yet. Got one more to test. Maybe that's one shitty. Who knows? We will find out. And I'm always honest. You know that. The Simble. Overdrive. Think it's a Dumble. Can't tell you because I don't really know. See ya, guys.